All right, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for showing up here today, and thank you for your interest in what I have to show you. Now, as I was just saying a few minutes ago, um, I did send out an email to everyone who had signed up for this as of 3 a.m. last night. In that email, I asked you what you wanted me to cover, what you were most interested in using the Target View Trades tool to profit from, what markets, and futures was the majority of what I got back. Right, we got futures. Nobody really said anything about stocks, but I'll cover stocks. I know at the end of the session here, at the end of the day, we had some people sign up to come in here, and I think that they were interested in Forex. I can cover Forex, though I don't trade Forex. I can cover Forex. Um, but I personally, any of you guys, some of the people that signed up, they've been following me for, 10 years. They've been following what I do, and they've been, subscribing to the things that I've done over the past, 2 decades. Um, and they know that futures is what I do every day. All right, every day I get up in the morning and I trade futures every day, and I teach people how to trade futures. That being said, with this you don't really need to be taught how to trade. Okay, with this you're gonna learn when to trade, not how to trade. That's the idea behind it. With this, if you want to learn how to trade, I can teach you that too. That's a whole separate thing. But with this, you just have to follow the instructions that are given. The markets are always doing the same thing, right? Markets are always doing the same thing. They're always going up and down, up and down, up and down, right? And if I had a pen right now, if I could figure out how to use this thing, I would draw for you something. I think I can do that. Here, settings, more. I don't know, but the markets are always going up and down, like this. They go up, come down, up. Then they go down and up and down and up and down and up, and eventually they don't go down anymore. All right. Then they get sideways for a little while. You don't exceed the prior swing low, and then they get sideways for a little while, and then they start going up again, or they go down some more. Either way, I wish I had the pen thing so I could do this. Well, here I know another way I can do this. Let me do it this way. All right. I'll take this. And in here, I can show you what I mean. Okay, so the market's in here. They're always going up and down and up and down. Eventually, they stop going up above that level and they go down below that level. And when that happens, then it starts to trend in the other direction until you get bound into a range. Well, eventually you get out of that range and it goes down like this, and up and down, up and down, and up and down, up and down. And ideally, you want to, if you're going long, you want to enter here and get out up here, right? You want to enter, well, down here preferably, and get out up here. And if you're going short, you want to enter here and get out down here. You want to enter here and get out down here, or get in or whatever, cover. Ideally, that's what you want. Now, this whole webinar is not about how to trade, right? It's just about what the tool shows you when it's when you apply it to the chart, right? So right here I have a Russell chart. This is a 4-range chart. Now I don't want to get too much into why I use range bars as opposed to other types of bars, but most people probably don't know about range bars. Most of you, if you do, type in a yes if you do know about range bars. If you don't, I'm going to tell you about range bars right now. I prefer range bars over any other kind of bar because you get more information from a range bar than you do from any other type of bar. All right. Like this bar right here, this is a 4-range bar. That means every single bar is exactly the same size. They're all 4 ticks high. Every single bar is 4 ticks high. Okay. Every bar that you see right now on this chart. And you can change that to make it a 50-range bar if you want. So every bar is 50 ticks high. But at the beginning of the bar that every bar is going to be 50 ticks high. So if you know where the top is, you know where the bottom is. If you know where the bottom is, you know where the top's going to be. You know that ahead of time. All right. Yes, that's right, Brian. Brian just typed in he loves range bars. They're so much clearer. Not only that, you can be proactive with range bars. If you know where the bottom is, you know where the top is, and if you know, like on this bar right here with a 50 range bar, I know. Let's say if a down close on this is going to satisfy the requirement for a trade, I know that ahead of time, so I know I can put my order on 51 ticks below the top of the bar, and that would fill me on a down close. I can put my sell stop limit order on 51 ticks, and it would fill me on a down close. If we were going in the other direction, you could do it in the other direction. Okay, so that's, I do everything with range bars, but I know a lot of people do things with minute bars, and like with a 5-minute bar. Now you do have some stuff with the minute bar that you wouldn't have with other bars. Like you have the countdown here. So with the minute bar, you know where it opened, you know how long it's going to take to get to the next bar. You don't know whether there's going to be an up close, down close, close at the top, close at the bottom. You don't know any of that. It could close right in the middle. Most of the bars do close not at the top or bottom, but somewhere in the middle. If that's what you use, that's okay. You know what I'm going to show you works on everything, but what I really like to do is range bars, and I just want to make you guys, if you're not aware of range bars at this point, I just want to make you aware of the value of trading to range bars, because everybody, and I've taught thousands of people over the years, just about everybody that I've ever taught about range bars has stuck with range bars. So you guys are getting a little taste of it right now. I don't know if you guys want to hear anything about me. I'm not really big about talking about me, but I've been doing this a long time, and I'm always trying to make things better. Always trying to make things better. Like even what we have right here. I mean, I haven't turned anything on yet, but when I do, you'll see what it is, and then I'll show you what I'm working on that I plan to create. That's going to make things better for everybody who's already subscribed. But I make a living trading. All right, I don't make a living selling indicators. There's really not much money in that, to be honest with you. But but I do like to help other people, and it helps me to help other people. All right. When I trade live in front of everybody every day, and I do that every day, they keep me in line. They keep me following my own rules and using my indicators, doing my thing in front of everybody. It just builds confidence in everything that I do. That is all separate from this, though. All right, let's just throw the TV trades on here so you can see. This is what it looks like on a 5-minute bar. And I like to trade it on a 4-range bar because that's easy for me, because I'm doing a million things at a time. So I use a really small time frame because I can get in and out of trades, in a couple of minutes every time. But we have guys. I have this one guy. He was just texting me a little while ago. Who trades on a 30 range. He trades the NQ on a 30 range. And if you're just looking at it right here, this isn't the NQ, but let me switch it to the NQ. He trades the NQ on a 30 range. And he's making hundreds of points a day trading the NQ on a 30 range. Now, just looking at it like this, you'd say, okay, well, you can see how that, if you got in at the right place here, shorted there, you shorted there, you shorted there, you shorted there, shorted there, and you got long here, you got long here, you got long here, maybe long there and long there and there. You can see how you could make 100 points pretty easy doing that. But you got to know how to trade to be able to do that with no indication, right? But if we just throw this on there, now I just threw that on. I don't even know what I have it set to. I have the mid-trend trades. I have the long, short. Let's take it apart, okay? Let's take it apart, and we'll put it on. This is what you get by default when you just throw it on there. Well, here, I'll just shut this one off, and I'll put one on by default. If you go in here to indicators, once you guys sign up, this is where it's going to show up, all right? Once you sign up, this is where it's going to show up. It's going to be in your invite only TV trades. You just got to click it one time like that. And when you click it one time, this is what it looks like. Okay, so right here, clicked one time, and this is what it looks like. It just gives you the long trades. It's just giving you the actual the long trades kind of at the beginning of the trend. That's what these blue arrows are. Long trades right at the beginning of the trend. I have the shorts turned off by default because when I created this, I actually created it more for equities than I did for futures. It works great with everything. But when I created it more for equities or stocks than I did for futures, because I've been trading futures for so long that I wanted to get out of the futures hole and get into equities for other people. The stuff that I've created over the years, it works for everything. But I wanted to do something for equities. But again, the majority of the people that I'm associated with all trade futures, so it works great for futures too. So here it is by default on a 30-tick range. Now, in here, every one of these blue arrows is what's going to trigger everything in the table. All right, a blue arrow is going to trigger the information in the table, and the information in the table, I believe the last blue arrow is what that information is reading from right here. All right, the long entry, 19,942.5. That's right here, 19,942.5. Your stop is going to be the bottom of the bar before it. on these trades right here, the blue arrows and the red arrows. Hey, is this available for NinjaTrader? No, Joe, it's not. I'm sorry. But don't go away yet, okay? I don't trade on TradingView. TradingView is not a brokerage, by the way. You can set up, they have down here, if you look in the trading panel down here, if you look in this trading panel down here, they have all these different brokerages. Now, NinjaTrader owns Tradeovate. It's in here somewhere. They own Tradeovate. It's down here somewhere. NinjaTrader owns Tradeovate. And so you could, Tradeovate uses the same server that the NinjaTrader uses, so you could use Tradeovate through this if you wanted to, but I don't recommend that. I mean, I have lots of people that use NinjaTrader, but they just trade on NinjaTrader. They don't use the charts, they use the TradingView charts, and they trade on NinjaTrader. I personally trade on StoneX, but I don't use the StoneX charts. I use TradingView charts. Okay, the question was, are these indicators available on NinjaTrader? And so no is the answer to that. But by default, I was going through everything that's in the table here. It gives you the stop value here and gives it to you in points. If you're trading futures, it gives it to you in points. If you're trading equities, it would give it to you in dollars. That's what the dollar sign is for. But your entry point is right here. Your stop is going to be down here. Your first target is there. Second target, third target. Now you can set that table up to have 1 to 5 targets in here. That's just what it is by default. It sets at 3 by default. And you can move the table around. They don't let you grab it and move it and resize it. They didn't give me that capability. I created all this stuff, by the way. But they didn't give me that capability. What they did give me is the ability to move it left and right. So I can move it over there. I can move it all the way to the other side. And guys that were using iPads wanted to put it down here in the corner. So I created the ability to move it down to the bottom if you want to put it down at the bottom. And you can put it in the center if you want. And if you slide it all over like this, then you have all the information right there at your fingertips. All the information right there at your fingertips. So back here to this. This is the information that it gives right now. All right, this is the information that it's giving right now. Let's go here. We're going to bring it back up to the top. Hang on, center and the top. So it's right here, and you're staring at it right in the middle. So right here it says what your first target should be, second target, third target. Now it's looking back a whole bunch of bars to get that. Do the indicators remain the same as? Hang on, let me see. Did the indicators remain the same as live? Don't they change after a pivot changes, etc.? No. As a matter of fact, I'll show you that. I'm getting to that in just a second here, Brian. What is the win rate for day trading on the NQ win rate? Now that, I don't calculate things based on win rates. There's a few things wrong with answering that question. One is my win rate may not be the same thing as your win rate, and a win rate assumes you got a set number of trades that you're going to do, and there's a percentage of something. So, like if I say 10 trades and I win 9 out of 10, then you'd say my win rate's 90%. But if I execute 9 out of 10 correctly, then it's 9 out of 10 is correct. But if I screw one up, then that messes it all up. And if you do it and you do 6 out of 10 correctly, well, then your win rate's completely different than mine. And that's not a fair question. The fair question is, or probably the better question is, how does it do on, you're saying for day trading, so you're talking about larger time frames than this. You can take a look at that. There is a trial. I mean, before I finish all this, I don't want you guys to think you're going to get a sticker shock at the end. It's $25 a week if you want. There's a 3-day trial, or you can sign up for $90 a month if you want. There's a 3-day trial, or you can sign up for the annual. There's no trial for the annual. But most people, they start out with one of these, and then they move to the annual. But there's no sticker shock at the end of this, and there is a 3-day trial. All right. So you can go figure that out for yourself. One great thing, Mike, about about TradingView is that they have this replay thing. Now you can't do a replay on range bars, but you can do a replay on any other type of bar that, like the minute bars and all that stuff. So you can go check all that out. Okay. And do they remain the same in live? Well, the targets are built from all the past price action. Everything is created from past price action. If anybody says they got an indicator that predicts the future and it doesn't look at the past, well, they're just full of it. And I mean, every indicator has to look at the past to gather data to project into the future. You see patterns, and it's just pattern recognition over and over again. So the pivot question that you just asked, you can turn the pivots on in here if you want to, and draw pivot labels like that. Okay, now these pivots don't change. Once they're there, they're there. Those pivots don't change. And that's where it's gathering this information from. Okay, like if we had a trade setup, when I put the shorts on in here, we probably got some shorts in here. They're going to be looking at different places for pivots because the last thing that we had was this long trade right here. All right, do they repaint? No. When I'm on a range bar, with TradingView on a range bar, you don't get anything until the bar closes, and once the bar is closed, it's done. So no, they don't repaint. So what you see here is what's there. Now, when I get to the alert part of this, there's an important part in setting the alerts. Okay. I'll get to that part in a few minutes. Right? Ask me again. Ask me that question again in a few minutes, Joe. Okay. So back here, Brian, your question about the pivots, do the indicators remain the same live? This is live right here. These are live. Everything's live right here. If I put on the mid-trend trades, the mid-trend trades don't change anything in the table. The only thing that changes the table are the ones at the beginning of the trend. The blue arrows like this and the red arrows when I put the shorts on. I don't have a short on yet, but if I put it on, you'll see it. All right. Here, I'll put the shorts on. So when we see a short, here's one right here. Okay. So this right here gave us new stuff in the target table. Okay, so right here is where the short would have been. Right up here is where your stop would have been. Your first target, 879.5. 879.5. That's down here somewhere. Right here, 879.5. That would have been your first target. Okay, so this one ran from here. This is on a 30 range NQ. So you had your short right there at 935, and it dropped all the way down here to 915. So it dropped 20 points. 20 points on, that's 80 ticks on the NQ. 20 points. At $20 a point, that's $400 right there per contract on the NQ before it pulled back up. So, if you were trading that, I'm thinking you'd be smart enough to move your stop to break even, maybe lock in a little bit of profit as it went down there. But this stuff is there. Once it's there, it's there. It's not going to change. Okay. Hang on. You go back to 9:30 and see the quality of the alerts for the market when it's very volatile. Yeah, of course we can. What time frame do you want to look at that on? No. This is a 30 range, but if you go back here to 9:30 with the 30 range, here we are at 9:30 with the 30 range. It gave a short right here at 9:27, and that ran down here, and then it gave a long right here. That didn't really go anywhere. That would have stopped you out. Then it gave a long right here that would have gotten it all back. Gave another long right here. This is all before 10 o'clock. Now, this is if you just have this on. But if you come in here with futures, I created this thing with futures, all right? The bias level. So it's only going to give you longs or shorts. It's only going to give you longs if it's above whatever you set that to, and it's only going to give you shorts if it's below it. So in here, starting at 9:30, you had a long right here that worked out pretty well, a long right here that didn't, a long right here that did, 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 and that's it. That's the whole day using long trades. And those are 30 tick bars. So, that's a good chunk of money if you got every one of those. If you took, just say you took 1 bar's profit on every one of those. If you took 30 ticks in profit on each one of those, that's what it looks like. Okay, the question was, could I go back to 9:30 to see how it looks in very volatile times? And I mean, you can go back and look at that again and again and again on every day. And, like today, well, I'll go back to that in a minute. I'll go back to yesterday at 9:30. I have no idea what it actually looked like, but here it is. Now, this is what it actually looked like yesterday when it was really volatile right at 9:30. We had 8:30, there were shorts right in here. 9:30, big move down right there. And I don't know why this is looking kind of weird right here, the way that TradingView is making this look. That's kind of weird. But we can come here to today at 10 o'clock when we had consumer confidence come out. Right here at 10 o'clock, consumer confidence came out. You got a long trade right there at 9:59.59. Bang. Consumer confidence came out. And it nailed it right there. Again, the whole idea behind this, let me slow down. It's 3:21. I've been talking for 21 minutes and just jumping around answering your questions. Let me start from the beginning. The whole idea behind this was that you wouldn't have to look at any indicators. All right. The whole idea, because the problem that most people have when they start trading is they think too much. And if you put indicators on it, you're going to see something like, okay, well, it's up here and it's almost at this moving average, or it's almost at this thing, and I think it's going to do this. And as soon as you say those two words, I think, you are in danger. Because 90% of the problems that people have are right between their ears. And there are a lot of things that work, a lot of software programs out there that work. I'm not saying mine is the best. I'm just saying mine is good. Mine is very good, as a matter of fact. I made a bunch of money with it, and I'm giving you the opportunity to make a bunch of money with it. And mine's inexpensive. The other stuff that I've been doing for the past 10 years, that's more pricey, but that is, you actually learn how to trade. I'm not teaching you how to trade with this. I'm teaching you when to trade. The other stuff that I do is, it costs a lot more money. But that's where we teach you how to trade. This is based on market structure, right? ICT? I don't know what ICT is. But it's all based on market structure. Everything's based on market structure. Everything that I do. And using range bars, again, because I favor range bars, everything is really based on price structure, price action. Because you don't get another bar until you exceed the range of the bar. It's true price action to get to another bar. It's not just, it gets down to 0 and it pumps out another bar. Like if this were a volume chart, when it gets down to 0, it's going to give you another bar. No matter what level it's at, it's going to give you another bar. It may move a whole bunch, it may move none. It's going to give you another bar when it gets down to 0. Same thing with the transaction, the tick chart. Some people use tick charts. And it's the same thing with that. It's going to give you another bar when it gets to 0. Range bars are just better in that sense. It's true price action. It has to go to another bar, and it has to exceed the top or the bottom of the bar. So every bar has to close either at the top or it has to close at the bottom. You know that ahead of time. So that is just good information for you. All right. Any testimonies? Yes, there are testimonies. Here, if you go in here, look. If you click on this, I think. Well, here, if I go to, I think there's some down here at the bottom. I don't know. Hang on. Now's not a good time. Here you go, testimonials. There they are. There's some down there. There's more available, but these are people that just started using it, and and there's more available, and there's you got to take the trial and just try it yourself. All right. Again, to take the trial, I haven't even said anything about that. To take the trial, you go here to targetviewtrades.com. Now, I know in the thing that got sent out for people to come in here, it said it's exclusive to TradingView, and it is exclusive to TradingView. But I have a bunch of people that use NinjaTrader, that trade on NinjaTrader, because they have accounts in NinjaTrader, but they chart from TradingView. The TradingView is dirt cheap to actually get it. If you go here to getting charts, click on this, you can see in here that the Essential will give you 2 charts and I think 20 price alerts and 20 technical alerts. Now I use the premium, so I can have 400 price alerts and 400 technical alerts, and I need to use the premium because with TradingView, when they had live streams about 4 or 5 months ago, I had done live streams for over a year with TradingView every day. I was doing 2 live streams a day on TradingView until they discontinued it, about 3 or 4 months ago. And I had to have premium to be able to do a live stream on that. You don't need premium. If you want to get 4 charts, like I usually run 4 charts at a time in front of me. And if you want to have 4 charts, Plus will get you the 4 charts. If you're trading futures, the data is $7 a month for real-time data. Okay, it's $7 a month. You're going to have to pay that up front, the $7 a month. I wouldn't sign on for the annual. It's actually $15 a month. If you pay monthly, pay the monthly, because they have really good sales. About 2 or 3 times a year they have really good sales where you can buy the annual at 70% off. And that's what to do. You pay the monthly until they have the sale, and then buy the annual. Because you can buy, like I can buy the premium. When I do buy the premium, it's like $250 a year when I buy the premium. And I just pay the annual for that. So like right now I'm good out until the end of 2025 because I just did that. But that is what I would recommend. If you're going to do TradingView charts, go in here. You got to pay for the data. And the data's dirt cheap. It's $7 a month for the CME group. So you get all the stuff on the CME group. Okay. And yes, it is based on market structure. So again, in here, the whole idea behind this is that you don't have to think. Now, I'm answering all your questions as they come because I encourage your questions and I want to answer all your questions. But these pivots, they don't change. Okay, Brian? Once they get in there, they don't change. The alerts, when you get things like arrows and all that stuff, if I turn the mid-trend trade on, shut those pivots off, they don't go away. Once they print, they print. Okay, they don't go away. And the mid-trend trades, the idea behind the mid-trend trade is what I had when I originally started doing this. I just had the trades at the beginning of the trend. Right, I had the trades at the beginning of the trend, and then if you missed that trade at the beginning of the trend, well, you didn't get another shot at it. Okay, let me see if I got shorts on. I do have shorts on. Okay, it's the bias that's keeping me from getting those other ones. Now watch, I'll turn the bias off in here, and you're going to see some short trades show up, but you're going to see a little bit of back and forth in some places, I think, where, like this right here. This is why I have the bias level, because with futures you get stuff like this. With stocks, you don't. But with futures, you get stuff like that. And that's why I have this bias level in here. So it's only going to give you longs when it's above the 233, and it's only going to give you shorts when it's below the 233. And what that 233 is just a simple moving average. You can change that to be whatever you want. But again, I don't want to have any indicators on the chart. Right? The idea is to not have indicators on the chart, not have you making decisions. Like this trade right here. Your stop on this is, what is this, a 30 range. So your stop would have to be just below this bar. Your stop would be 35 ticks maybe on this. And it just ran from here at 941.50 all the way up here to 981.50. 40 points. 40 points. 160 ticks right there. Right? I think that's right. Yeah. 160 ticks times 5. It's $800 it ran right there since we've been talking. And that happens again and again and again. And the fellow that I was talking to you about, he's actually a doctor, and he lives in Wisconsin, and he can't believe how much money is just there every day. The text message he sent to me a little while ago. Let me just go back and read it too. I could be reading anything to you, but anyway, what he said to me. 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. in that Central Time. NQ 390 points, $7,800 per contract. 5 contracts, $39,000, $8,666 per hour. He's questioning being a doctor. Anyway, this does all the thinking for you. You don't need to think. All right. These little black arrows, those are notices. They let you know ahead of time that you're probably going to get a trade on the next bar. Now, some of these don't have the black arrow. Those are great opportunities, but you don't really know it until it happens. So if you do see that happen, depending how you have your alarm set, your alert set, hang on, a bunch of questions just came in. Depending how you have your alert set, Yes, there are training videos. That's how I'm answering that question right now, Joe S. How does it work on the ES? I'll get to that. I'll show you on the ES, Dennis. It works on everything. But depending how you have your alert set, you can have it let you know a bar ahead of time. Like in here, when you have these bars right here, these signals right here, when you have the direction change like that, or the blue ones and the red ones. The bar before, if you have a blue bar on a red background, it's going to alert you and say long trade soon, or something like that. There'll be a long trade soon. If you have a red one on a blue background, it's going to alert you and say a possible short soon. Right, and all those alerts, they trigger out right over here. These are my alert logs. Okay. So you can see buy soon on the ES4 range, buy soon on the ES4 range, sell soon on the ES4 range. And MTT is a mid-trend trade. Now, I'll show you how to use all these alerts and how to set all these alerts if you want to. You can see I have 22 out of 400 possible alerts set for different scenarios in here. Just these different things: the Russell, the ES, the NQ, Apple, MicroStrategy, it's MicroStrategy, the QQQ, and the SPY. I don't know if you guys, if anybody in here trades options, or trades options on the ETFs or anything like that. I can show you some stuff about that too. But this is what it looks like on the 30 range. But I like to trade the NQ. During the day I trade the NQ on a 15 range. Okay, on a 15 range. You don't need to make 1,000 trades. You just need to make a couple. Get your money's worth. You can sit there and trade all day if you want, but I don't recommend it. I recommend you get in there, make some good trades, get some good money, and get out. Trade more contracts than more trades. That's what I recommend. Alright, that's what I use on the NQ. Now, you just asked about the ES, so let's just go look at the ES. Okay, I don't recommend the ES on, well, I mean, if you're going to trade it on the 15 or 16 range, you can. But you can see it's all the same stuff. You get all the same types of signals. Now, I like the ES on a 4 range because I got a million things going on and I don't like to be in trades for long periods of time. So I put the ES on a 4 range because then my stop is only 6 ticks, my risk is really limited, and the profits are really easy to take. Stop goes to break even after like 3 or 4 ticks in profit, and bang, you just keep taking it again and again and again. And the smaller the time frame, the more trades you're going to get. But so Joe S, the black arrows are alerts to let you know that the next bar will probably be a trade. It's probably going to give you a trigger. Okay, so that again comes, the range bars come in because if you know where the bottom of the bar is, where the top's going to be ahead of time, so you can be ready to put your order on, or you can put your order on ahead of time if you want to. But like this right here, we had the red on the blue. It's going to tell you right there, short. Possible short soon is what it actually says. I think if you set up the alert the right way, it's going to say possible short soon, and then bam, the next bar gives you the short. Right here, it's going to say it on that bar right there, possible short soon, so you got to go through 2 bars before it actually triggers. But this one right here didn't give you any alert at all, it just gave you the trigger. This one right here said possible short soon, and then it didn't give you one, right, because it didn't come, it just didn't happen. But over here you had 2 of these. Usually if you have 2 of these in a row on the ES4 range, whatever is after it is going to work out well. It's going to be a positive trade. But you see, this is going to give you a notice to let you know that there's a trade. Let you know there's a trade. Right here, the black on the blue right there was letting you know there was going to be a trade coming up. Now, it wasn't there necessarily for the mid-trend trade, but it was letting you know. This black arrow right here was letting you know there's a short coming. These red arrows on a blue background will let you know there's a short coming. Alright, so it gives you a warning, a notice ahead of time to let you know that a trade's coming up. Does it work well on GC? Yes, we do have people working it in. How do you avoid the whipsaw between 12 and 12:10? Joe, you're talking about today? Whipsaw today? Between 12 and 12:10, right here. You're talking about this chop right through here? This period right here, right? More than 12 and 12:10. More than this. You're talking about this right here, right? 11:45 to 12. NQ30 range between 12 and, oh, you're talking about, hang on, Joe. Okay, NQ30 range between 12 and 1210. Right, let me go back there, okay. Signal shows at bar close, yes. Yes. With TradingView, when you're using range bars, they don't do intrabar updates. So it only shows at bar close when using range bars. That's one of the drawbacks to range bars. If you're using a minute bar, it might show intrabar, but that's when you get the things that print and then they go away. You have to wait for the bar close. So you get the notice a bar ahead of time that the next bar could be the trigger, and then when the bar closes, you can enter the trade. Okay. When using range bars. If you're using like a minute bar, like let's just for instance go to a 5-minute bar right here. Alright. So this bar right here, you see how there's color behind it? Now this bar is updating the indicators and everything's updating intrabar on this. All the calculations, all that stuff's happening intrabar. But if I go back here, this is the ES. If I go back here to a 4 range, Joe, I'm going to answer your question in a second. Okay, I'm not ignoring it. You see how there's no color behind this bar? That's because nothing is updating intrabar. I don't know why TradingView doesn't have that figured out yet. They actually, in the other business that I'm in, we actually got them to create range bars about 7 years ago. They didn't have range bars until we asked them to create them. And they actually created them out of a 1-minute bar. They formulated it out of data coming from a 1-minute bar. I wish they would do it like, NinjaTrader updates range bars, intrabar. StoneX, DT Pro, that's what I use. They update range bars, intrabar. TradingView's got to be able to do it. They just haven't. It's pretty small percentage of their trading population uses range bars, I guess. If more people were asking, then maybe they'd try. Alright, so you want to go back to the NQ on a 30-minute and talk about the whipsaw between 12 and 12:10. Let's go there. Hang on. Let's go to the end. Something about that data just didn't look good. See, the further back I go with this, the more messed up that looks. Let me try a different one. Let me go here. No. Let's try this. Do I have one that's already on the NQ? Is this the one we were... No, let's use this one over here. This might have more data loaded, and it's on a 15 range, but I'll change it to a 30 range in a second. Yeah, see, the data on this doesn't seem like it's messed up. The bars seem like they had a bunch of spaces. That's a TradingView thing. But if we put this on a 30 range, double click over here between 12 and 12:10 today. 12 and 12:10, right here, the whipsaw. It actually didn't give a signal right here. The NQU 30 range gave no signal right there. Okay, it almost gave a signal right there, but it didn't give any. It said right here, this would have said potential long on the next bar, and then it didn't give you the long. Okay. Signal color means, hang on, Dennis, if you have to use another trading platform to put trades on, how do you get the range bars to line up between TradingView and your trading platform? Hang on, let me just open up my trading platform over here, okay? I had rebooted everything earlier, so my trading platform is actually shut off, but I'll just open it up over here, and I'll show you what I do. Okay, here it is right here. Here it is right here. Let me do it this way. Do that one, and that one. And it's going to take it a minute to open up, and it's going to pop up a whole bunch of things that are going to cover up the screen here, probably. But, remind me later. But, it doesn't matter. Like right here, no matter what charting platform you're trading on, this price is going to be this price. If I was doing it on NinjaTrader, this price would be this price at $965.50. If I was doing it on Tradeovate, this price is going to be this price. No matter what I'm doing it on. Okay, so give me just a second here. Give me just a second here. Now I gotta remember all these passwords. Okay, and that. Uh-oh. Hang on. I rebooted. So unlock is on. Yeah, it was giving me the wrong password there for a second. Okay, now it's connecting. Okay, so now I'll get rid of all this stuff because this is my charting platform. I know it's my trading platform, not my charting platform. Okay, hang on, one more connection to make. No, I fat fingered that. Yeah, I did. Do it again. Could you hear it when I fat fingered it? There. Okay, it's opening up now. Alright. So, hang on. Turn it off, turn it back on. And what are we looking at? We're looking at the NQ. Okay. So here is my NQ DOM. This is what I trade off of. Right. Now I trade 18 contracts at a time, what I do in the morning session. Okay, and that's a whole separate thing, and how I get to 18 contracts is a whole separate thing. But all I would be looking for is an up close right here. On the up close right here, I would be going long, and I would set my stop down here. A few ticks below the bottom of this bar. This is a 30 range bar, so my stop is going to have to be way down there. Now, the way that I have the strategy set up with what I do in the morning, my stop is automatically, whenever I put a trade on, I don't know what just did or didn't happen there. Hang on, it just locked up my whole thing. Well, hang on. It'll come back in a minute, I expect. I think it screwed up my strategy. Hang on. Where is it? NQ. Right here. Okay, so it did put it on. When I put on in order, it puts my stop. My stop is 20 ticks away for what I do in the morning, and my target is 30 ticks away for what I do in the morning. Okay, that's what I have my strategy set up to do. But in here, I would have set my stop down here at 35 ticks, and once it started running into profit, I'd be trailing on my stop to break even and lock it in profit. And that's what I'd be doing. All right. Hang on. Let me get rid of all these things that are on top of everything over here so I can see it. Okay. So that is how I do it, Dennis. All right. It seems webinar only has it. That's okay. The webinar's going to go as long as I let it go. If you guys keep asking questions, I'll keep answering questions. Okay. I mean, it's not that I don't have anywhere to be, but I don't have anywhere to be right away. So I'm here to show you guys what this is all about. So, if you haven't signed up for the trial, go here to sign up for the trial. Go to targetviewtrades.com. Okay, targetviewtrades.com, and the trial is, once it loads, hang on. The trial is right here. The trial is free for 3 days, and then it's $25 a week, or free for 3 days, and then $90 a month. $90 a month is cheaper. It's a 10% discount to do the $90 a month one. And you can quit anytime during the 3-day trial, of course. You have to have TradingView, though. And I went through how to get TradingView. You just go here. You can go straight from the web page if you want. It has Getting Charts right here. Just go to Getting Charts and click on TradingView Charts. Go straight from there if you want to. Okay. You have to have TradingView. Alright. Signal color means... the signal color, you mean... Mike, do you mean the green or the red, or which color are you talking about? You can change the colors of whatever you want. Okay. You can contact me through Telegram, or you can email me at support@targetviewtrades.com. The shorts have purple and red. Okay. The shorts, that's actually fuchsia. The fuchsia ones are the mid-trend trades. They happen in the middle. Alright, the red ones happen at the beginning of the trend, or more toward the beginning of the trend. And the issue that I was running into, before I had the mid-trend trades, like, let me just show you. before I had the mid-trend trades, the issue I was running into is people would miss the very first trade, and then they wouldn't get another trade for an hour or two. And so they'd miss this trade, and they wouldn't get another trade until all the way over here. So they miss this one at 11, they don't get another one until 11:46. So there was some demand for me to have something so people could get in here or here or here, and so that's when I created the mid-trend trade. So if I pop that on there, you can see if they missed that one, then they could get in there. They could get in here. This one would have been a break even, probably, maybe, but that would have been good. That would have been good. Get in here again, and then all these ones right here on the short side. It didn't give a trigger right up here, and the reason it didn't give a trigger is because of this darn blue bar right here. Alright, if that blue bar wasn't there, it would have given you a trigger right here to a red one right there. But then you get all these other ones on the way down. You see? That's what the colors are all about. How do you filter the quality of different signals? Well, that's an interesting question. Now, all the signals are of the same quality. They're triggered by the same mathematical stuff, but I know I said I wasn't going to teach you how to trade here, but let me just go back to that picture that I had that I made a little while ago. Here, I'll even make a new one now that I got stuff on the charts. I'll make a new one. Okay, and in this picture, the way that the markets work, the way that they've always worked, they go up and they go down, and they go up and they go down, and they go up and they go down. And when they're going up, they need to exceed that level right there. And when they go down, they need to not exceed, in this case, not exceed that level right there. Okay? That's the way that the markets work. So when you're talking about quality of signal, this is where, hang on, in here, now you can see right here, right? It started here, it went up, it went down. This is what it's got to exceed on the upside, this is what it can't exceed on the downside. It went up, it went down. This is what it can't exceed on the downside, this is what it's got to exceed on the upside. It went up, it went down. This is what it's got to exceed on the upside, this is what it can't exceed on the downside. It went up, it went down. Right? You see the same thing again and again and again? So the whole idea is to get this trade here and this trade here, and even this one right here. This one didn't give you a blue arrow right there because of that bar that was pointed down, that closed down. But it's to get you there and there and there, and then right here, you see how this right here does not continue the trend? So when you talk about the quality of signals, it's all the same. It's all the same quality of signal. It's all created from basically the same stuff. But making sure that you're in a trend is key. All right. If you're not in a trend, then the signals are going to be less reliable. But toward that end, I have this bias thing that I created. So you can change the number of this bias, like right here it's set to 50, but if you change it to 233, it's set to 233 by default. This one chart here, when I switched just a few minutes ago from the one that was over here to this one of my guys uses the 50, and that's what he uses for his bias, because that's going to give him more trades. He trades really short time frames, and that's going to give him more trades, and he just wants to get in there and make some money and get out, and that's going to give him more opportunity. But you can change that bias to be a bigger number, and what that basically is, I'll show you what it is. All right. It's set to 233 right now, and what that means is, if you come in here and you go to technicals and you go down here to moving average simple, and you change this to a 233, it's saying you're only going to get long trades above that, and you're only going to get short trades below it. All right, that's what it's saying. So it filters things out for you. Now, you can change that to be whatever you want it to be. All right, you can make that bigger, you can make it smaller, however you want to filter out. the trades if you want to have a bias like that. Now, the whole reason I created this with no indicators is so that you don't get in a place like this right here and you say, well, it's almost there. That's okay. Or like this right here, well, it's almost down there. That's okay. You don't start making I think decisions like I think that that's right. I think that that's close enough. I think that that's good, because that's when you start messing things up. Kevin, just give me a second. I'll get to that. Okay. So that's what the math is behind it. If you use the bias, that's what it looks like, right? But you don't want to have that on your chart. Just know that if it's giving you long trades, it's because overall the trend is up and you're going with the overall trend. You're sticking with the trend, right? That's the whole idea behind it. Okay. And Mike, there was another question. How do you feel to the quality of this? Okay, so I just answered that. The mid-trend trades less reliable. I answered that. As a brand new trader, how can one get trading? This sol was actually created for people who don't know anything about trading. If you know how to put a trade on, then you can do this, because I give you all the information you need right over here. If you don't put the mid-trend trades on, right? If you go in here and you shut the mid-trend trades off, you can have a lot less trades, but you're only going to have the ones that are blue like this and red like this. And when you only have the blue and red ones, I changed the background to be a different color here, but this is the same thing. This is this trade right here. Okay. So this tells you everything you need to know. You get this, and you would get a notice ahead of time right here. You get a notice ahead of time that says you got a trade coming, and then you get ready for it, and then you get another one that says you have a trade now. And it tells you your long entry is right here, your stop has to be there. Your risk reward, I'll explain that in a minute. You want that to be greater than 1 most of the time, right? But it gives you targets 1, 2, 3, and 4. And on here, it prints the lines on the targets if you want to. Okay, you can print the lines on the targets, you don't have to, but it will print the lines on the targets for you. See, as it did right here, 1, 2, 3, and I think that's 2 of them right there. Yeah, 20, 30, and 30 and a quarter. These are 2 right on top of each other. The reason the risk reward is so small on this is because from the entry, your very first target was right there. It was so close. You usually want that number to be greater than 1. Okay, now, there was a question, Kevin asked a question, how to work on minute bars. You talking about 1 minute bars, or how many minute bars, Kevin? Okay, for a client who's a doctor that you mentioned, what's his strategy? It helps him make so much per day. I think his strategy is put it on and walk away and do other stuff, because that's pretty much what he does. He's a doctor, and so he doesn't have time to sit there and watch it. 2 minutes, okay. I will do that. Put it on, put the stop on, and walk away. And that's hard for me to do, because I'm a scalper by nature, and I have a hard time walking away from anything. But this is what it looks like, Kevin, on a 2-minute chart. Okay, pretty good stuff, right? And this is without the mid-trend trade. So if you're brand new to trading, all you know is, okay, I get the notice right here. If I stretch this out some, I get the notice right here that I got a long trade coming up. Then I actually get the long trade, so I put the trade on, and it tells me where to put the targets, where to put the stop, how to do all that. Okay, so it does all that. Okay, can you watch a historical signal detail to do a back test? Not on range charts, but you can with like this chart right here, for instance. With minute charts, or any type of chart like this. Here, we'll go back here. Watch, we'll do a replay like this. Go right back here, and we'll just hit play. And once it hits play, you can see right here in the target table. This was from the last long entry from back here. Okay, so as it comes up here, hang on, let me pause it. Pause it for a second. It just gave you this alert right here. Okay, now if I had the alerts open, I'm not sure it's going to trigger the alerts in the replay. Yeah, I don't think so. This is all the stuff that's currently going on. But anyway, it would trigger an alert right here that says long coming soon, and then right here would tell you that the long happened. And then you just go bar by bar. Alright? And it's got the target. The first target is up here, the second target's there, the third target's up there. So right in here you'd be trailing your stop. Right? I don't, Brian, but I can help you with that if you want to. The question was, do I have a crib sheet of a selection of indexes or stocks to trade this with? You know, when I'm trading options on ETFs, I trade the QQQ and the SPY. And I do those on a larger time frame. Okay, so right here, you had all this potential for profit right there, and now, again, I think we only have longs on this right now, right? No, we have shorts on too. Okay, so we have it all on. So right here, I gave you a long that would have just, the stop on this would be right down here. The stop would be down here. So it gave you 3 different signals in the same direction without stopping you out from that first one. Okay, now let me stop it here and we'll go back and I'll show you that again. Okay, hang on. Let me do this and we'll go back to right here because that happened pretty quick. Okay, so I'll hit play and let's slide it over here. Now I'll hit stop. Alright, so right here, your stop is down here at 32.25. Right, 32.25 is right there. So let's draw a line there right now. This is where your stop is. Alright, right about there somewhere. Oops. Hang on. I'm trying to draw it in the right place. 32.25. We'll do it right there. That's where your stop is. Right. So you get your signal, and then it goes sideways a little bit, then you get another one. Now this other one is going to have the stop in the same place, alright? And then you get another one, and the stop is going to actually be higher than that now. The stop is going to be up here on that one. You see how the stop got moved up to 40.5? It's right here. Then it just starts going through and hitting the targets. Alright? How long should it take to learn the trading view and your platform? You've been trading for 12 years, you traded 3 different platforms. What 3 different platforms have you traded? You know, I've traded a bunch of different platforms, and I've been trading for a very long time. And you know, in the thing that went out, it said I've been trading for 40 plus years. It's true, but I started trading when I was 12. So it's true, I've been trading for 40 plus years, but I started really young. How long will it take? It depends. I mean, if you've been trading for 12 years and, you know, TradingView is a really simple platform once you understand what you're doing with it. You know, if you're coming from NinjaTrader or like any kind of the StoneX things like GainTrader, Xander 360, Cannon Capital, Global Zen Trader, Apex Trader, any of those, the rolling of the mouse button does different stuff. Sliding it back and forth does different stuff. Crunching up and down does different stuff. But it does all the same things. You just got to figure out what it is. And it's not that hard. Ninja Sierra and Market Delta. Okay. A long time ago, very long time ago, I used to do something with Sierra charts, but I haven't touched it in 15, almost 20 years. NinjaTrader, you know, I have a NinjaTrader running over here on the side. Usually I don't have it running right now. As I said, I rebooted and I got everything off. But NinjaTrader is very similar to Ninja. I mean, it's got all the same stuff, you know. And what do you trade with right now, Dennis? You know, it won't take long. All right, you trade with Ninja. All right, that's fine. So you're going to keep trading with Ninja. You're just going to chart with TradingView. All right, and I don't know if you guys noticed in here, but there's a 30-day trial with everything in here. You know, you sign up for this, you go through the junk, and it's a 30-day trial for the TradingView charts. So you got to pay the $7 for data. Let me show you how that works. Okay, in here you're going to click on once. Hang on, we're in replay right now, so let me shut off the replay. Once you decide you're going to use TradingView, or you already use TradingView, what you need to give to me. See right here, TV Trades, right here. Hover over that, it says logged in as TV Trades. That's what I need to enable the indicators for you, or enable the tool for you. It's just one tool that I'm going to enable for you, and I haven't gotten to the good part yet. Um, but TV trades, and then you go to accounts and billing. This is where you get your data. And let me hit save on this first. Okay, let me hit save on that. Yeah, that doctor just texted me. His problem is he does know how to set up something with his alert. He just said, so I gotta help him later. So you go to accounts and billing, and in here, the one thing that you need to sign up for is this right here, CME CBOT Comics. It's $7 a month plus tax. Okay, depending on what state you live in. So for me, it's like $7.60. That's what you need to sign up for data. All right, even if you're on the trial, you need to get real-time data, and that's $7 a month. All right. I don't get anything when you do this. There is a way for me to get something, but you have to use some kind of link that says "Love TV Trades" or something like that, and I thought that was kind of hokey. I didn't really want to do that, so I didn't. So when you go in through this, you're just going straight in through them. Okay, and that you can get to from the home page here at targetviewtrades.com. Just click on Getting Charts to get there. All right. Yeah, Dennis, there's a ton of things out there online. Training videos and all that. You know, TradingView's got 60 million users. 60 million users. That's, NinjaTrader's, just in comparison, NinjaTrader's got 1.5. And so everything you need to learn is available, and I can walk you through some things. I can create some things. I probably did create videos about this in the past. I mean, I've been doing this stuff for so long. I have videos all over the place. I mean, I have thousands of videos, thousands. All right. What time is it? I run over 4 o'clock, guys. If you guys are still asking questions, I'll keep answering questions. If you have more questions, I'm happy to answer them. But you see the NQ right here on the 4-inch? Just gave a short right there. Right there. Now, what do you expect that to do? You expect to go down below the prior swing low, right? How far down below the prior swing low? Well, you can use the targets. You can use the targets to determine how far down below. Now, because the last significant arrow was a long trade, you're not going to get any targets on the short side. So, what you could do in that case is come in here and shut off the buying opportunities. Shut off the buying opportunities, and that's going to force it to look at the last shorting opportunity. Okay, so you just had a great trade right there, and you got another great trade happening right here. And it's giving you these targets down here, 44, 75, 43, and 42 for targets. All right, so you had a great trade right there. That was enough to get a little bit of profit or bump the stop to break even. Okay, so it's just trade after trade after trade. Can I automate the trading? I can automate the trading, Sal, but I'm not going to. That's a whole different story. It's a whole different business I used to own with some guys in Australia. I'm not gonna go into that. But you can't automate it. To automate trading and to let you use it, I have to be a CTA, Commodity Trading Advisor, and to do that after registered with the NFA and the CFTC, which I've done. But that's not what this is about. This gets you as close to automation as I can make it without me actually putting the trades on for you. Okay, and it gives you some really great signals. So you can see, we just had 2 right there. Well, that was a nice winning one right there, but then it was followed up by that, which was okay. Enough to get your stop to break even, maybe lock in a little bit of profit, but you can see it's just changed direction here. And it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah. Alright. More questions? All I can say is, take the trial. The trial is free. Alright, and even when the trial is done, it's $25. That's not even a tank of gas anymore. $90. That's about a tank of gas now. And it could change. It really could literally change your life for the cost of a pizza. It could change your life. And again, the trial really is free. If you guys have questions, you can email me at support@targetviewtrades.com. Support@targetviewtrades.com. Okay. If you email me, then I'll send you my phone number, and then you can text me, and that's the easiest way to get hold of me is to text me. But as I said, I have a whole bunch of people, and so there's a whole bunch going on all the time. But this is, I mean, it's a really simple thing to put on. It's a really simple thing to use and to learn. And I didn't even get to I'm missing so many things. Let me show you. Let me show you some things. Let me show you some other things. Yesterday, there was an alert, a signal here. Yesterday, for the QQQ, which is an ETF. This is sells short right here. Now, when you get something like that on a 100 range chart, 100 range, that means every bar is $1. Every bar is $1 in the QQQ. When you get something like that, you could buy puts, right? And, oops, the puts. Let's see, what time of the day was this? Okay, that was the end. This is the other one. This, right? The puts. This was a little after that triggered, but the range of the puts at this point in the day, the range of the puts were from 214 up to 404. You can see the price there was at 327, and this was at 1247. So this was after that had originally triggered. After this had originally triggered at 1126. Right, it was like an hour later. So it already went down. The puts had already gained a bunch in value. And at the end of the day, that's the 1247 one. This is the nighttime one. At the end of the day, the last price was $5.12 for the puts. So after it had already increased probably 100%, it was at 327. And at the end of the day, it was all the way up to 512. So if you trade options, if you trade ETFs, you trade options or anything like that, this is killer for that. If you, I have more stuff, I trade for a living, right? I told you that at the beginning. And I'm always working on more things to make things better for me. And by making it better for me, I just pass that on to you guys, and so it all works out. So I have something else that I'm working on right now. Is this the right one? Yeah, 62424. I created it yesterday. Let me click on it and see if it's going to let me add it to the chart. I might already have. Oh, I have it on the chart. Here it is. It's a thing to help you get even more trades in the middle. I'm not going to actually leave this on the chart, but it's something else that I'm working on that does a calculation in here that will get you even more trades. Now, I'm not going to leave any lines on the chart, but you can see how it's going to give you more opportunities in here at different times. And this is, that was on a 4 range, but if you look at it on any time frame, it's going to give you more opportunities. More and more and more. So the sooner you get involved with me, the sooner you'll be able to start taking advantage of everything that I do. And then, once you get into the set price, you're in at that set price. It won't go up for you. Alright. If you guys are done asking questions, then I'll wrap it up. And I want to again thank you. I mean, pretty much everybody that started the session is still here at the end, so that's a good thing. If you guys have any questions, let me know. If you need help with TradingView, let me know. And I'll set up I do meetings. I'm going to be doing another meeting tomorrow at 3 o'clock. If you sign up for this, you'll be sent a link to that. Now, when you sign up for the trial, you're going to be sent a link to this Telegram channel right here. And in this Telegram channel, I put stuff that I do, and the link for tomorrow's meeting at 3 o'clock will be in here. And I can go over more stuff about how to use Telegram and things like that tomorrow's meeting at 3 o'clock. Okay, I try to do one every week to help people who are using TV trades. I try to do a meeting every week so that you guys can ask me questions in a group session, and then if we have to, we can break it off into individual things. But I'm really trying to make it as easy as possible for everybody involved. All right, that's it, guys. With that, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you all for coming today. Thanks for your attention, and well, hopefully I'll be talking to you soon. Okay.